All right, we are live. Well, hello again to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. John and Nelly of Georgia Beer Reviews back at you this Sunday morning with another edition of Stout Sunday. And today we have got a smaller panel. We've got myself, of course. We've got Jeremy Vincent from Arkansas.
Hey guys.
And Michael Kormaroff from Brooklyn. How you guys doing? Glad you guys could make it. All right, so let's see. Jeremy, what are you drinking this morning?
All right, today I have a porter. It's a vanilla porter by Breckenridge Brewery. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said it that way. It's a 5.4 ABV, 16 IBUs. The description says real vanilla beans from Madagascar combined with caramel and Munich malts create a beer that's balanced and flavorful. Aromas of vanilla and toasted grain set the stage for mellow flavors of vanilla and dark roasted malts. So, out of Colorado. So,
very nice. All right, Michael Kormaroff.
Okay, I have a Founder's Porter. That's the bottle. 6.5% ABV, 45 IBUs. And they say on the label, dark, rich brew.
For dark, rich, and sexy, isn't it?
You're right. It's sexy. It's a brew, but it is a dark, rich, and sexy, and has an old kind of Victorian woman. It seems to me that she's Victorian looking, with on their label. And I don't know. Founders has a very good reputation in the dark beer part of their portfolio. I mean, the KBS, the CBS, and some
CBS, KBS, yeah.
So you really can't go wrong with anything that they brew. That's how I look at it.
Right, except the mango.
That wasn't dark, though.
Oh, okay, right. So any of the dark beers are going to be good, right? I agree with that. I have not had a bad.
I mean, Jeremy, if he saw one of the mango, pick one up just to see what it was like. He wants the experience. I think.
Let me tell you, I finally found the Bud Chilada mango, and it was not good. So
really,
I didn't like it. It does not go good together. I'm not a mango fan either. I think.
Say mango can't be good in beer, but you have to do something different with it. You can't just stick it in there. It doesn't work by itself. It seems. That's how I feel.
Lagunitas makes one called Mozango, and it is really good. But I've never had a bad.
I would try that. I like Lagunitas. I would try that if I saw it. I've never seen it. Is that readily available, or is that like a limited release thing?
I didn't even find it here. I was on a road trip and I saw a 22-ounce bomber and I picked it up. I've never seen it in my area, but so I don't know. It's kind of hit or miss here with Lagunitas. We get some of the big beers that they do, like the Super Cluster, like their sessionable stuff, where you buy the 12-pack of cans, but it's hard for me to find the 22-ounce bomber singles now.
But you used to get those, right? Earlier.
I lived in Columbus, Georgia, everywhere, yeah, but not so much here in this part of Georgia.
We can still get it in New York. So like I told you, I bought that Lagunitas Stout, the one that's the unlimited release one.
Right.
I have one right now that I bought in Whole Foods, but it's not as available as it once was, because you don't see it in every place. You used to be able.
Right. Well, even though you would think it would be more available now that they kind of have to buy out.
Maybe they're doing other markets. Maybe they're trying to expand into other markets. They're not pushing as hard in the markets they're in. I have no idea how they enterprise this once they take over. If they work their present markets, or they try. Jeremy, can you get big Lagunitas bombers, or you've never looked for them?
We can get. Yes, I can get Lagunitas bombers. The Imperial Stout, I know.
They are available in certain parts of the country, I guess, not everywhere. And John, you might have them somewhere in Atlanta where you're not looking. They may have them
right now. Yeah, I bet you if I went to the Total Wine and more up in North Atlanta,
they would
have a good selection. But the problem is, I'm not willing to drive an hour and 15 minutes all the time to do that.
So you have too much beer readily available within 15 minutes. So why would you go?
Exactly. Yeah, unless I'm up that way for work or something, it's just not practical. Anyway, I have got a Guinness Draft. This is the can, the Nitro can, which I have not reviewed yet on my channel. 4.2% alcohol, introduced, I believe, in 1959, imported by Diageo. It is brewed in Ireland, so it is an Irish beer. And anyway, let's go ahead. If you haven't already, crack them open, pour them, and let's get into them. Flacco, thanks for stopping by in the chat. We got Kent Beer Reviews. Says, cheers from England and happy Stout Sunday. Cheers to you, Kent. And Jean H. Pierre says, I wish I could be with you guys. I do have a stout, but unfortunately I have to work this morning. Maybe next time. Well, that sucks. You should never have to work on Stout Sunday. That's just terrible.
Yeah, John, you need to tell them that you got priorities. You got stuff you got to do. You can't show up for work. So
right. You just have that's an excuse. You just tell your employer I've got to do Stout Sunday, and they'll understand.
If they don't understand that, just give us a number. We'll call them and
right.
We'll verify everything for them. So.
All right. So we'll go back to you, Jeremy.
All right. Let's see what I got here. Hopefully it's decent.
Man, look at that appearance.
That is cool. Mine is actually it's not just totally dark. So you can see through this. You get looks like a reddish
brown,
dark brown, reddish brown. Let's say reddish brown on the color. You get a tannish head on this, like a quarter finger head on the pour. Lightly carbonated, not really bad. I don't see any. I don't know if you can see that. I got to get a better setup, guys.
I can actually see through it. Yeah, the way you're holding it up on the bottom. You can
it's either.
Yeah.
It's kind of a reddish brown color.
Looks more like Coca-Cola color than.
yeah. I could be drinking a Coke. You wouldn't even know it. It's about the same as far as looks. Smell. Get a nose on it. Roasted malts right off the bat. Slight vanilla. Not as much as I was expecting, to be honest.
I think you're going to get more vanilla on the taste.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and get a taste on this one then. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
And happy Stout Sunday.
That's right.
Okay. It's very smooth. You're getting the vanilla there, but it's still not just overwhelming. And I'm thinking it may be a good thing. You're definitely getting the roasted malts in it. A bit watery, not bad, but at 5.4, you know it's not going to be as full-bodied as you would want, or as we're accustomed to now. Kind of got a little light bitter finish to it in my mind here. Definitely getting the roasted malts. Not as much vanilla even on the taste to me, but it is there. But I think it's really good balanced. Maybe not the best I've ever drank, porter I've ever drank, but it's not bad. It's definitely good. So I got an idea that's going to get a pretty good rating.
Okay.
I don't know how high. Let me sip on this. Like I said, these are very. I know the stouts are very dependent on the temperature of the beer, and most of them that I've tried. Every time I'll come back to it later, as it warms up, it gets better. And I'm not sure on the porters though.
Right. Porter stout, yeah, some of them. It just depends on the body. If there's enough body to keep it going as it warms up, they typically improve. But I don't know. As long as it's got some good roasted malt character, I think it'll get better as
it definitely has really good roasted malt characters on this one. So.
All right. Well, we'll let you keep sipping on that and come back around here shortly. In the meantime, we will go to Michael Komaroff with his porter.
Okay, as you can tell from the top, it did have a bigger head when it was first poured, so it has declined some, but the lacing is amazing, and the head retention is amazing. It comes right back as you swish it around, so it's really nice. Also, dark brown color. There's really no red in it, but you can see through it. It's not like some of the stouts, which are totally opaque, so you can see through it, but it's very dark. And let me give it a nose. Again, like Jeremy's, you're getting the roasted malt. You're also getting some straight maltiness beside the roasted malts. And people who have experience drinking dark beers, there's kind of like a special malty consistency that you get in the nose, and it has that too. Very nice nose. Let me give it a taste.
Cheers.
Wow. Okay. The description on the front is actually very accurate. It is robust. This almost could be a stout. It's like on the edge of something which could be a stout. And there are stouts at 6.5%. So it's not like you couldn't find a stout.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yours is a porter, but you can get, there are even stouts at 5.4%. It's not unusual. But I think what may make this a porter and not a stout is its robustness is not stouty. It's more robust like a porter is. But it's hard. It's a middle parameter. It's very hard to determine the difference between the two. But it's really nice.
Now, you did say that it was dark. Would you also say that it is rich and sexy as well?
Yes, it's rich and sexy as well.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Now, that's actually probably more of a stout than what I'm drinking, the Guinness Draft. This is, which I poured. Let me pour the rest of it in here, see if I can get that cascading appearance again a little bit. But anyway, the nitrogen version to me is so much better. You get some roasted malt on the aroma, some nice roasty, toasty notes. Get a little bit of dark chocolate. That's pretty much it. It's not super complex. It's very pleasant though on the aroma. Yeah, toasted bread, little dark chocolate. No coffee, no other type malt things I can pick up on the aroma. So very straightforward with the aroma. Very simple, but the appearance is very nice. You get that super creamy head with the nitrogen that you don't get with the regular bottles of Guinness. So I would definitely prefer this over the regular version. The taste is nice and roasty, little dark chocolate, little toasted bread. The palate follows the nose. The body is super light and watery for a stout, 4.2%. You guys have porters. Both of your porters are probably more stout-like than what I've got just because they've got more body, more alcohol. If I had this 2 years ago and was reviewing this, I would probably give it a 97 or 98 out of 100 because, you know, that's all I knew. But it's really watery for a stout. It's very, very light bodied. It's almost like just a standard beer with roasted barley malt in it instead of, it's very, very light.
John, do you think Guinness gets a pass because it's so mass marketed?
I think a lot of people do give it a pass. I think the nitrogen, the creamy mouthfeel that the nitrogen widget offers, it kind of helps people overcome the watery type, the lightness of it, the watery mouthfeel. The nitrogen adds a little bit of creaminess to kind of amp it up to where it's not so watery. The Guinness bottles without the nitrogen widget, even more watered down because you don't have that creaminess from the nitrogen. I mean, and I think a lot of people just don't drink the imperial stouts, the bourbon barrel aged, the super high ABV stouts. Guinness is kind of like the Budweiser of stouts. People drink this, and it's very simple. It's got the basic stuff that you get out of a stout with a lighter body, easier drinking type thing. So it's more for people that aren't as into stouts as we are here on Stout Sunday. It's more for the mass, more for the macro drinker, I think.
Have you tried their export stout, which is 7.5%, and it's pretty intense?
That's the best one they make, and that one is a solid A. That's an excellent stout. It has
they can brew that.
They can brew good stuff. This one is just a simple. Even the export stout or the extra stout, the one above this has a lot more body, is a lot better, in my personal opinion. But yeah, the foreign export is their best beer, in my opinion. I've tried the anniversary stout as well. That one to me was a gimmick because it tasted just like the extra stout. As a matter of fact, it had the same ABV, I believe 5.6.
They just decided to market that to make some extra money, put it in another bottle.
Honestly, I think they did put the same beer in another bottle. I mean, it tasted exactly the same. But anyway, I will come back around and give you guys a rating. It's not a bad beer. It's just a lot more watered down than I remember, and I wish it had a little bit more body to it. We'll go to the chat real quick here. We've got Flacco still in the chat. Jean HBR said he got a new job, so he may be able to join us more on Sundays now. That'll be nice.
That's cool.
John.
Yeah.
I like. I can't read that one. Okay. Tyler Mansell said, "Cheers, cheers to you, Tyler."
Flacco got you that in.
Tyler is up at 5-8. That's pretty impressive.
Wow.
Yeah, Tyler.
Hey, Tyler. Cheers, Tyler.
Hi,
Cheers,
Tyler.
Tyler. All right. We'll go back to Jeremy there with his Breckenridge Vanilla Porter.
Is this warming up? It's getting a little better, but it's not like the other stouts where you just get big difference. You know, you get like it's pretty good to like, wow, that's really great. This one didn't. I think it has something to do with alcohol content, but it's only 5.4 is hidden very well. I mean, it tastes very good. I mean, as far as a porter goes. Not as much vanilla as I would like, since they're calling it a vanilla porter. Now, if you just call it, I don't know. When you put a name on it like that, got to deliver. So I might have to knock a little bit for that. But the most important thing, y'all ready for it?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. So I like the way they're doing the dates on these. I wish more breweries would do this. Don't you agree, Michael?
Yes, I agree.
I mean, I like this. Now, I don't know what the A0A002, I guess it's 26th day.
Maybe a bottling code.
Right. Maybe the 26th day of the year, maybe. I don't know. Enjoyed by September 22nd, 2019. So at least we know.
Hey, at least you got that. Mine just says L8848GH002, whatever the hell that means.
LG.
Now, I don't know. Can you read mine? Mine's bottled on 4/18/19.
Whoa, okay.
That's the best way to do it. I mean, the best by dates are better than what I've got, which is a lot code that I can't decipher. But the bottle on date is truly the best way to put it on there because you know exactly how fresh it is. Because some beers have a shelf life of a year. I mean, Jeremy, that beer could have been bottled in September of 2018 for all we know. I mean, sometimes you have a 3-month shelf life. For a lot of IPAs, you've got like a 3-month shelf life. Some have a 6-month shelf life. And then a lot of the macros, they put a year on theirs. So you really don't necessarily know how fresh the beer is with the best by date.
I'm assuming that 26 is a 26th day of the year, maybe. I don't know. So it may be older.
Could be.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know what the 0A that the last code on there is, but anyway, I guess it's within the date that they set. As far as what they claim is a good date. So that's good. And as far as this goes, it's very good, drinkable. You could drink a couple of these in a row and not, it's very sessionable. I'll give it some points for that, but I'm not going to do the, the system where I did the 50-point system or whatever. But just off the top of my head, I would give this. I'd give this an 89, a high B. It's not knocking my socks off, but too early. But I mean, it's really good. I would buy it again.
We're just getting spoiled here with all these awesome beers that we've been drinking on Stout Sunday. It's got to be really dynamite now to blow your socks off.
Well, B
especially after getting the BDCS and the Materfamilias that you get there in Arkansas. You're really spoiled off of those. So
the first time I tried that one, the Mother's one, I was blown away. And then Shane said, "Well, you like that? You ought to try the other one that Ozark makes." And I was like, "There's no way it can be as good as that or better." But I thought it actually was. But it's real close. I mean, both of them are really good. I don't know. Which Mike, which one do you like better?
I found the Ozark one a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because it just seemed to be truer to the style. It was
right.
The other one was extremely good, but the Ozark was like top. I said it was almost as good as the Bourbon County. It was like right on the edge.
Yeah.
You know, a 98 to the Bourbon County's 99. And the Nevada Phillies maybe a 95 or a 96, but it was really good. I mean, still world class.
Right. Okay.
I'm taking you're not seeing any Arkansas or Missouri beers where you are.
No, I'm not getting any of that good stuff here. I do get a lot of I do have a lot of awesome Georgia, like stouts and stuff that I can get. And I've reviewed some of them on my channel, but I don't know, the bourbon barrel age, that BDCS or BC, is it BDCS? BDCS, I think, right?
Right.
That sounds like one of the best stouts in the world, not just in Arkansas. I mean, that just sounds world class all the way.
Robert said he was going to look for it if he went that way on his road trip, but he can't force his wife to go where she doesn't want to go.
Right. I don't think he's going to find it because
Well, he was going to go right to Rogers and hope that they still had some at the brewery.
Oh, he's going directly to the okay.
If he takes one type of road trip, he had two planned, and depending on which way he went, he was going to try to go. And he's in Kansas, so he's not horribly far from Arkansas. But I mean, he's still 4 hours, 5 hours away. But this was a road trip he was taking with his family, and he wasn't sure how he was going to go. We'll see him in the next couple of weeks. He'll tell you what he did.
I haven't seen any KBS, the Mothers, or the Ozark one. I haven't seen them anywhere lately, so I don't.
Is there any CBS still around in the Big Bomber bottles?
Yes, in Little Rock I can find tons of it. I don't know why.
Unfortunately, that is really overpriced if you think about it. I'm not saying I would never buy it. I'm just saying it's
I haven't taken the step.
High.
Well, the CBS and the KBS are both probably overpriced, but they're both. I mean, they're definitely worth trying every year if you can get it.
I'm not saying no. I still have the bottle from Stout Fest that I got in December.
Well, I mean, and if I could get the Goose Island, the Bourbon County Stout, that would be a much better value than
I could do a vertical. I have 16s, 17s, and 18s of the regular Stout, so I'm in pretty good shape in those. And I will try one at the Beach Club. I've decided already. When we have our whole group together, I'm going to try one. But if you think about it, this other stuff, Jeremy's stuff, is right in the same ballpark. It's not like it's that much. It's in the same kind of, both the Mothers and the one from Rogers, Arkansas, from Ozark. Yeah. They're both up there. They're all world class.
I was shocked. I really didn't think it would be. I was like,
as good as it was.
Yeah.
Have to nitpick to pick the difference, but it's slight. Giant Space Monkey tried, the one from Ozark, and he thought it was amazing. He thought it was Bourbon County.
It's I like it a little myself. I actually liked it a little better, but everybody's got their own taste.
I think Shane said he liked the one from Ozark better too, but it was like very small.
It's about the same.
Yeah, Shane basically said, I think he posted on Beer Talk the other day. He said the BDCS was better than any of the Goose Island stuff or any of the Founder stuff that he's had, and he said he gave it the slight edge over the Mothers Matter for Millions as well.
Matter for preference. I mean,
they're all great. They're all great.
No, of course, yeah, they all sound like they're pretty much world class, but
yeah, when you get to that point, it's just like.
I mean, you got to try. If Shane says it's world class, I trust him because his beer collection is absolutely out of this world with some of the stuff he's got.
Others one was a little fudgier than from Ozark. The Ozark one wasn't quite as sweet. Maybe that was the difference.
Now I know the Ozark one is bourbon barrel aged. The Mothers was bourbon barrel aged as well, correct?
They both.
They both were. Okay.
And John, either one, if you ever see them or get somebody who has them,
I'll send him some next year because I can't get it now though. But I'll hook you up, John.
Well, if you send me some stuff, I'll send you some good Georgia stuff that you can't get in Arkansas. We'll do a trade. That way, we're at least both getting something out of it.
John, the Mothers is from Springfield, Missouri.
Right. Right.
which is a
Right. Which I've looked. Believe me, I've looked. I've actually asked around because I've actually gotten pretty on a first name basis with the people at the package store that I do my beer and liquor shopping at in Peachtree City, and they I asked them and they looked it up and they said it was allocated. It was not allocated to the state of Georgia. So even if they could find it, find it somewhere, they could not get it shipped legally to the state of Georgia. I don't understand how that makes any sense, but that's what they told me.
You should ask them about something called Schlafly, which is out of St. Louis, and they make some really good stouts too. Jeremy, maybe you can get them too. And that's out of St. Louis, Missouri, which is in the other part of the state, maybe further away from you because that's in eastern Missouri.
Right. I've drank a couple of their stuff, but
I'm saying they make some stouts that are terrific. So I mean,
yeah.
Be a Schlafly stout. I had a coffee stout from them that was off the chart, world class, 98, right up with the same stuff with all these. And John, I didn't tell you, I picked up now an all-tech coffee stout, bourbon barrel.
Oh, okay, yeah,
8%. I don't know what would you.
I've had that one before.
What would you consider a good price for that?
Usually they sell the 4-packs for like $12.99.
Okay, I paid $3.07, so at the co-op we got a little bit of a discount. So that would be
okay. Yeah, but yeah, they sell them in the 4-packs here for like $12.99. I remember it being pretty good, but it's been a long time since I've had it. It was one of the first bourbon barrel stouts that I tried.
See, we had the one at the tasting I did with Giant Space Monkey with the tequila, and we did not like it. So it just shows you that all their stuff is not equal. But again, it's a tasting. If you love tequila, you might like it. So I mean, I'm not anti-tequila, but it's just not a lead flavor for me when I'm doing my alcohol.
So a mango tequila beer would not be in your future.
No, straight tequila beer, and I didn't like it. But I couldn't.
Although I will say the Founder's Mas Agave is a tequila barrel-aged beer, and you need to try that one, Michael. I really want to know what you think about that.
To find it, I asked the buyer to get some for me, and she thought she could, but so far it hasn't.
It's showing up everywhere around here. I think it's only a matter of time, Michael, before it makes its way to your area because Founders has great distribution.
Right.
So.
Well, we have access. Like I said, I was able to get this. There's still KBS available at the food co-op, so Dirty Bastard's still there. We got a lot of their stuff. She'll get it. It's just a matter of time. Remember now, we're a big co-op, but we're small change compared to distributors who have, multiple stores and whatever. We're one store. We have, whatever they handle in their regular place where they put it and in the basement. You can't keep a lot in the basement because, it's just not worth their time in terms of, they try to get a lot of turns on the beer, which I guess they do on some of it. They don't want to sit on the KBS, though, I'm sure. Maybe they'll mark it down. I'll buy some if they mark it down.
Yeah. I'd buy some more if I can find it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this about I'm drawing Alex the Beer Master. I think he likes John's reviews so much. That's why he wants you to be involved in that review when he does it. It's not like
and I told him I would do I had no idea it would go. It was everywhere, and then all of a sudden, it was nowhere. It's really crazy.
It's almost surprising though that it went so fast. Once it was gone to me.
Well, it seems like some states it sits around on the shelves, like Ron in Louisiana. There, he says he could get it. It's still everywhere. It's sitting on the shelves collecting dust. Here, it didn't have time to collect any dust. It was gone. It was there. I mean, there were pallets of it at Kroger, and then one day I went and I said, "Where's all the KBS?" Oh, it's sold out. Some guy, it's gone.
I can get it at the food co-op. I can get it at Whole Foods, so it is still available in my area.
Right.
How much can you have of any of this stuff? I mean, like I say, I have the backlog stuff. Jeremy still has the ones he bought in Arkansas. So yeah, it's Jeremy. You're lucky to have access, I guess. John does.
I can ship you one, John. Want to do that review? That's up to you.
I would hate for you to spend money to send me a beer that I've already had like 20 times this year.
I don't mind.
you're being pragmatic. You would rather wait for Jeremy to send you stuff that you can't otherwise buy than
right. Maybe throw it in with the Matter Familias and the BDCS or whatever, but to send it.
He'll get that again in Arkansas. It's just a matter of waiting till next year now until they brew it again. Okay. Yeah. I'll get you. By the way, it's been so good. It's no longer.
I noticed it's gone there. So yeah, what are you thinking for a rating?
It's very smooth as you drink it. The finish is almost like a charry, roasty kind of thing, which is nice because the nose wasn't charred, so I didn't smell any smoke. But it's got kind of a charred, roasty finish, which is really nice. And I guess that ties in with the 45 IBUs. So there's some mild bitterness on the finish as well. I'm going to give it a 96. It's not. Okay. It's world class for sure. It's not top end world class. Like if I had a choice between drinking this or KBS or CBS, even the Dirty Bastard for me, I think I gave a 95. It didn't do as well yesterday either.
I noticed it came in third place. Yeah.
In mind, the one that did well, that one, like I told you in an aside yesterday in that comment, with that hop that's in that Stone beer, it really made a difference. Like I've had other beers from their Revolver series. It was that. I'm trying to think what the single. Did I mention what the single hop was? I think I have it on my phone.
No, it was just all I know was the Hop Revolution, which I believe I've had, and it was very.
Yeah. It's a single hop series and
tiny West Coast style, you know.
Yep. And to be fair, also my wife, who does all the dark stuff with us, didn't even rate it because she doesn't like IPAs. So she took a sip and she gave me the rest of the beer and didn't want it. So that was we had 4 tasters. That was only rated by 3. Sometimes having that one less taster can raise the averages a little bit.
Well, I mean, by her not rating it because she would have given it a terrible score anyway because she doesn't like the style, then at least you're getting a more accurate scale of what the beer's actually,
Okay, the hop is, I know I have it here, Sabro, Sabro. And I think because Sabro is coconut. Can you imagine a coconut IPA? I don't know if you've ever had that or not.
I haven't. I have had that. I don't remember getting coconut with that though.
Okay, this one gave at least a mild coconut taste to it. It wasn't coconut like the Oscar Blues coconut.
For me, sometimes it's so hard to get past the hop bitterness that it's almost like the bitterness from the West Coast style IPAs wrecks my palate to where I can't get any of those other little subtle flavors in the background.
This one, if I'm not mistaken, was high IBUs, but it wasn't super bitter. It was bitter though. It was bitter enough that my wife didn't like it. That finished second, and then there was a 3-way tie between the Founder's Dirty Bastard, the Bornem, which was a thing from Belgium, a triple. And have you noticed 21st Amendment is now putting their brew free or die into 19.2 ounce cans like the Founder's all day one? Have you seen those cans? Do you get brew free? Do you get 21st Amendment stuff or not?
I have not seen any 21st Amendment stuff here. No. It doesn't mean I can't get it. It just I haven't seen it.
Okay, they're out of California, I think, but they've also brewed some of their beer in Minnesota before. I think in Cold Spring, Minnesota. Anyway, it was interesting that he had this 19.2 ounce can. You've seen those in the Founders all day in the bigger cans. So by having that bigger can, there were 4 of us. We were all able to get a good taste of it, and it was very citrusy. And it was also very good. So there was a 3-way tie for third place. So they finished in the middle. I think I liked it a little bit better than everybody else did, the Dirty Bastard. But again, you have 3 people, 4 people, it all averages out. And Jeremy, your mother was the clear victor by like a full, 3/4 of a point over everything else.
I wish I had one right now.
Well, I hope you had the one you sent me. It was terrific. I wish I had more also. But at least more people got to taste it, which was good. It's nothing I would want to drink by myself because I got to spread it around. And they were saying, where can we get this? I said, Jeremy sent it to me. There's no way to get it. I said, even if you travel to Arkansas, you probably can no longer get it at this point.
No,
once
I haven't seen it.
They fill their demand and then it's no more. And the one in Missouri, I think, is the same. It's just they get it out, it sells through, and then they get on to other things. So I will look. A 96, and it's world class, and I would buy it again. I like it.
All right. So real quick, let's go to the chat here. We've got Drewski Brewski in the chat says, enjoy your stouts, gentlemen. I'm enjoying Jim Beam for breakfast.
That's nice.
All right. Eastwood Farms. Chris over there at Eastwood Farms is tuning in. Says, good morning, folks. Good morning to you, Chris. Thanks for tuning in. Tyler Mansell is tuning in. Says, cheers. Cheers to you, Tyler. Thanks for tuning in. I think I mentioned you earlier, though. Jeff Knapp says, Mas Agave is awesome. Yes, I agree, Jeff. I love it. It's such a unique beer. Ron actually, he did a review on Louisiana Beer Reviews the other day, and he gave it like a 96 or whatever, but he didn't like it. He said it had that Gatorade thing going on, and I guess if you don't like Gozes, you're not really going to appreciate it. But what I found so special about it was that tequila barrel aging. It just really gave it a whole nother dimension of flavor and complexity. It was really so different from anything else that I've had within the Goza or sour like beer style. It was really enjoyable.
Jay is at least fair, even if he doesn't like something, if he sees that it has potential to be world class in what it's trying to do, he will give it a fair rating. There are other reviewers who don't do that. Even Greg's beer reviews, and it's not just the date. There are times if he doesn't like the style, he'll hit it and say, why do they do this? And whatever. And he's just a brewer like everybody else. He's allowed to have his point of view, but you have to be fair.
Right.
Yeah. So just because he doesn't like it,
But I mean, I think he's a fair reviewer, but he just sometimes, if he doesn't like the style,
at least he'll tell you up front.
He does tell you. He might be a little bit harder, and the date, he will kill you for it. It doesn't have the date. He takes off a whole point. What's that about? It still tastes good. If they don't put the date on it, you have to be fair to it. I remember I'm watching something. I don't remember what it was. He goes, okay, this is a beer, but I'm giving it a B because there's no date. Now, what's that? Yeah. What? Now, come on. That's crazy. That's arbitrary.
Right. It is.
And if you're watching us, Greg, that's how we feel. That's how I feel.
No, I'm with you. I've watched Greg's beer reviews. It's nothing again. He does a good job with his description and going through everything. But the whole, taking that much off for a date, even if the beer is excellent, to me doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, if it's excellent with a bad date, that's even more amazing, to be honest.
Right. It should get bonus points. Yeah. So Flacco says that the KBS is good, but it stays on the shelves in his area. So see, it's the opposite here. It went it was gone after, I'd say maybe a month. It lasted about a month, and then it was completely gone. So Flacco can still get KBS over in Texas. Ronnie S. says, happy Stout Sunday, boys. Happy Stout Sunday to you, Ronnie S. Thanks for tuning in. And there we go. I think we're pretty much caught up. Ronnie S. says, gotta have the date, guys. Yep, that's right. So Guinness draft. I'm finished with mine as well. So it's a good beer. It's a good introductory stout. If you're new into stouts or you're trying to get into stouts, Guinness would be a perfect introductory stout for you because it's very light and watery. You get the basic stout flavors, the roasty, toasty notes, the dark chocolate, a little bit of bitterness on the finish, but it's not a super bitter beer. So you get all the basic tasting notes that you want to get from a stout, but it's too light, too watery for me. You do get the nice creamy mouthfeel from the nitrogen with this canned version, which kind of ups it up a little bit. And like I said, if I was rating this a couple years ago, I'd probably get a 97, 98. But knowing what I know now about stouts and how incredible they can be with the bourbon barrel aging and the higher alcohol, more body stouts that I've had, this is an 88 for me. It's getting up. I mean, it's a B+. It's getting up there towards an A, but it doesn't have enough body. It doesn't have enough. I would like a little bit more chocolate, a little bit more malt character. Right. It's just too watery. It's too watered down for me now. After knowing what I know now about stouts, it's too watery.
Right. Mine's a little watery, but it's not quite terrible. but I have drank worse watery beers as far as
And
stout.
y'all have porter. Y'all both have porters, and mine is the only one that actually says stout on the label, and it's 4.2% alcohol. The alcohol is another thing. A stout, in my opinion, should have more alcohol than 4.2%. 4.2% is the same as Bud Light. Think about that.
You described it well before. Guinness is the Budweiser of stouts. And
Yeah,
That's a good description.
it's marketed that way too. It's a good product. It's just not a high-level stout when you're comparing it to everything
Right.
else that's on the
if
market.
I'm gonna drink, yeah, exactly. And if I'm gonna drink a Guinness beer, we were talking about this earlier. I would much rather have the Guinness 4 and extra stout, which is I think 7% alcohol or 7.5, and it's that is pretty much a world-class beer.
I agree.
Guinness. So
There is a Guinness facility which is open now outside Baltimore.
I heard about that. Yeah, you're telling.
Exactly what they're doing, or if that's some of the distribution now is coming from there. But maybe there's some U.S. brewed Guinness at this point. But like you say, I'm not running to buy it because unless it's the export stout, I wouldn't even bother with it. That's me.
Right. Now, there's one that Guinness makes that I've heard was really good. I think Ron did a review of it. Michael, you may have had this. I'm not sure, but it's called I think it's the Guinness Antwerpen Stout.
I haven't had it.
I've heard really good things about that, but I have not actually seen that one. So I don't know.
either.
I think it's available like in a variety pack or something.
Look for it for sure. I have nothing against Guinness.
No, me neither.
It's an Andagio. Is that the company? They own Guinness.
Diageo, yeah, Diageo.
And they own Harp and Smittix. Those are the two other things. They also own a lot of alcohol brands as well. So it's a big conglomerate that owns Guinness. But they were smart enough to get that 1,000-year lease on their property in Ireland, and it's a good product. It's just not great.
Right. The Guinness Stout, the one that I have, the Guinness Draft, the original, would be the perfect stout for somebody who's never had a stout to get them used to the flavor. But it doesn't offer enough body and complexity for the experienced, for the veteran stout drinker.
Right. It's a gateway stout, right?
Yeah, it's exactly a gateway stout. Perfect. So we've got Johnny from View to a Grill tuning in. Thanks for tuning in, Johnny. He says, hello, everyone.
Johnny?
Victor Wang is tuning in. Says, cheers, fine gents. Flacco says he's going to get some IHOP. After last night, that's probably a good idea, Flacco.
IHOP, I approve this.
Oh, man, let's see. Guinness is good for a beginner, says Flacco. Yeah, I agree. A gateway stout is the perfect term. And Flacco says, join the dark side. The dark side of stouts. All right, well, let's see. Anybody have any? We'll go ahead and wrap it up, I guess. Anybody have any final thoughts on this Stout Sunday?
My only last comment is in the ones that I do on the Thursday evenings at my house and the ones I do at the beach club, put in any imperial stout and it will finish in the top. I mean, there's just you just can't have a competitive style if you're doing it across styles.
Now, if those crazy Lithuanians over there, if they made an imperial stout, do you think it would?
I think it would be. I think it could be competitive. But again, we've had some good luck and bad luck with their stuff. So, Jeremy, if you do ever see any of these their Lithuanian beers, which you won't see either unless they trip like they did in Georgia with the not putting the percentages of the alcohol up. It's more than 14. Most of them are more than 14%. I think the before and after was only 12, so that you could get. And there was a lobster lovers one, I think that was only 8.
No, it was 9. 9%.
Or 9. So you could still get that.
But, well, I don't think I can get any of them anymore, but I get hypothetically, yeah. But
you check up in the one in Atlanta that you used to go to, and they still didn't have it again.
They didn't have any of it, no.
Because I can get all those at Thrifty by me. I can still get those. But like I was, maybe Jeremy didn't hear the story. We had one where we did it, and it came in first, and somebody brought it from the same place, from the same batch, and it was awful. I mean, bad.
Really? Wow.
Poorly handled beer, where it was on the ship, and it was kind of stuck behind, and whatever, and it was taken out. There's a lot of reasons why beer can go bad. So whatever. So for a while we didn't buy any of it. I've since bought it, John. I think I have it at one of the ones we did. I think
You
I had
did
it on
the
a wild card. I think I did it on a wild card.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
I think you did, yeah.
I think
I think it was the before and after, I thought.
Maybe. But I did one on wild card Wednesday, and it was okay. I mean, I didn't give it a 98 or anything, but I think I gave it at least an A-. I mean, I didn't dislike it. I liked it.
Right.
But Jeremy, if you ever see any, what was it? Risculian is the company? Risculian or
Oh, Michael, you know what it was? You did the effing awesome. The guy with the guy.
I did that. That's their 16%.
I think it was 16% or 15 or 16.
And what Jay was telling me, don't sip too hard, you'll get sick. And you have to at least sip it. I mean, drinking it. Jay does not like real high alcohol stuff. He will review it, but he doesn't like it. He thinks it's too intense, I think. Really? I mean, that's the impression I get. But he's a reviewer and he'll do it. He just doesn't. That wouldn't be his choice if he was sitting back.
I mean, even the Goose Island, the 2018, the 15.2%, he reviewed it and he loved it. He gave it a world-class rating, but he said it would not be a beer that he would gravitate towards because it's just too high. It's too boozy for him. He'd much rather drink a more sessionable beer and have more than one, I think.
And he still feels bad that in 2017 ended up hitting the bricks. He was carrying it into his house and it fell down.
Oh no!
Actually, that video is still posted on his channel. If you type in Goose Island, it's like a 45-second video, and he's like, Louisiana beer reviews. I got the Goose Island. Then he did. And he shatter, and he's just like sitting there for like 30 seconds shaking his head, and then he just shuts the video off. But he left it up on YouTube. He posted it.
That beer was really a smash, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it was a smash.
So we've got let's see, before we go off air here, we got Flacco says Imperial Stouts are the bomb, deep roast and bitterness, yum. And Victor Wang says Mikey likes those 10% beers, LOL. Sheesh, rough stuff.
Yeah. No,
and then he says, wow,
rough.
16%. Yeah, that's.
I've been known to drink a high alcohol beer from time to time. I don't think I would do all the
time. Twin big ass money stout was like 18%, wasn't it?
That was the one with the pizza on. I still have the can. The can's in my collection over here that I have on the wall, where they supposedly use pizza. Frozen pizza making the beer is very interesting. That's another evil twin.
Right. I'd love to try that one, but of course 18% is well outside of my the legal limit here. I
feel bad though that they won't let anything more than 14% in. Some of those beers are the best beers.
Yeah.
Not all, but some of them are. I mean, you do agree you'd like to have some of the Bourbon County.
Well, absolutely. I loved the Bourbon County variant that I had a couple years ago, and I'd love to try the original, the 15.2.
I mean, we'll see.
I'd love to try the rye. I'd love to try the Midnight Orange. I'd love to try them all. Heck.
See, even if they have one that's under for you, a lot of times with a state like Georgia, they're not going to bother because they want to make them on the stout. So if they can't do the one that's 15.2, they're not going to even bother. They say,
Goose Island was so upset with the state of Georgia because they could only send like 2 of their variants back in 2017 that they decided that until the laws change, that they're not going to ship any of the Goose Island Bourbon County Stout to the state of Georgia because it's too much of a hassle for them to try to pick and choose which one. It's too much trouble. So they stop.
Same case with Arkansas, Alabama, and all the other states that are 14%, which is sad because.
No, I think I got this.
You were able to get the stout, right? You were able to get the stout.
Yeah, this is 15.2.
So maybe Georgia did something else to anger them.
I think we have 16, right, John? 16%.
I think Arkansas is 16. Tennessee is actually lower than Georgia. They're, I believe, 10%.
Whoa, they're missing a lot of good stuff.
Wow. Yeah, because when I went up to Gatlinburg, I go to Gatlinburg every year now, and I ask around, whatever, and they say the limit there is 10%. I've never seen anything really high up in Tennessee.
That eliminates a lot of stuff because they can't get evil twin then either. All the evil twin stuff is over 12.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I mean, even just you've got a lot of craft breweries up in Tennessee too. We went to one of the ones in Gatlinburg, the Great Smoky Mountain Brewery, and I was talking to one of the guys there, and he said, "Yeah, we love our the bourbon barrel aged stuff, but we have to be careful because we can't let the alcohol go above 10%." I said, "Well, that really limits you with the flavors and stuff that you can get from a bourbon barrel aged stout, because a really good bourbon barrel aged stout typically is above 10% because the longer you let it sit in the bourbon barrels, the more it absorbs, and obviously the more alcohol you're going to have in the beer." So
exactly, yeah. I don't know why they do these crazy laws, or I don't understand that. Seems like it would be.
Well, it's really stupid when you think about it, because you can buy liquor, which is 80, 90, 100 proof. I mean, so why is it that beer has to be different?
The DCS from Ozark is 10.3, and the Mother's Motophilius is 11. So those wouldn't be allowed in Tennessee as well. So they're really closed off from really a lot of stuff.
Right.
Sad. I mean, you're complaining about Georgia. Tennessee works.
No, Georgia, for the most part, Georgia is pretty good because we have a lot of craft breweries. We have a lot of really cool liquor and package stores that sell a bunch of stuff that you really can't find anywhere else. Yeah, for the most part, Georgia's a great state to live in for beer because we have a ton of stuff. But it's just unfortunate that we can't get some of the really, like the Dogfish Head Worldwide Stout. I'd love to try that too.
Jeremy,
especially the Bourbon County stuff. I'd love to buy that I would definitely buy it every year if I could get it, because I love it. So, I mean,
have you tried the barley wine yet, Jeremy? Are you still?
No, I'm holding it over for the big. I hope he's going to do that. The first, it's going to be next week. Look like next Wednesday.
Okay.
Is that when he's doing the stout ales?
What are we talking about? I'm sorry.
When Jay did like the stout, a strong lager on the first Wednesday.
So is that coming up? That's next week.
Oh, well, I thought the next one he was going to do was going to be like reviewing how to review beer or something.
Oh, okay. Well, I may maybe this Wednesday then. Let's just go for it.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Jeremy, I sent him one of the old school barley wines, one of the ones which in the description it says, take this bottle, dig a hole, put it in there, and then come back 2 years from now and dig it out and try it. So they're telling you to cellar it.
It's got a caution. It's got a caution on the.
It's got the top label with the cautionary thing, like a lot of the Dogfish Head stuff that's over 15%, and it's 15%. So you have to let me know what you think. I'll be in Florida this week, so I might come on Wednesday, but I'll have to see. I have to use my phone. But well,
if you're not on, I'll wait till you're on the panel before I do it.
Once I come back, then I'll.
You do know that it'll definitely be on Jay's channel, I believe, because Eric said something. He will have band practice, I think, on Wednesday.
That was the first time he'd been back at least 2 or 3 weeks since before Eric.
Yeah, you could tell he was excited. He let the thing. Yeah, that was a long wildcard Wednesday last week.
Really, I couldn't get on it.
It was fun. I had a good time.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it was just like the last half hour. He branched off into politics and talking about marijuana legalization, all kinds of stuff.
Guns.
Yeah, all kinds of craziness. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up the live portion of this stream. We got Mr. Wang says that he had a beer that was 11% and it was rough all the way down. It tasted like death. Okay. Maybe it was one of those Renkuskia beers or something. I don't know. He said it was poorly made. Tyler Mansell says Busch is a good morning beer. Yeah, nice, light, and get your day started without too much trouble. He said also known as mineral water. LOL. Yeah. Mineral water has about as much flavor as Busch, just about.
Michael laughing at that.
They're both, there's not much of a difference. Anyway, thank you so much, Jeremy and Michael, for joining me as always.
Had a great time.
Had a great time, John.
Always fun hanging out with you guys. Thank you to everyone in the chat for watching and commenting. We really appreciate it. It's always nice to be able to, talk to the viewers out there and see what they think. So All right, I would hold up my beer, but there's nothing left in it. I'll have to go grab another one here off air. We're all finished. Very easy. It's a sessionable stout Sunday today. We had the lower ABV stuff. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Hope you all have a great rest of the weekend. And until next time, everybody, cheers.
Cheers. Take